Well. Welcome back again to the channel. Yes, Stick to Travel and Canon Travel, depending on which platform you're watching. And you're probably thinking, is Alex wearing glasses? Yeah, I'm wearing glasses. I never thought that would happen to me, but I'm having to wear glasses. That's just for reading, actually, and because of the screen. Yeah, it's for reading. Anyway, so welcome back to the channel. I will try not to get too emotional because it's going to be one part about something that's happened quite recently. A lot of you will not realize this, but some of you who are in my closer circle will know what has happened actually last year, late last year. And the other part will be about motivational stuff, trying to make an extra bit of money and maybe retire, all those things the people like us, I'll say us, yeah, are looking forward to do, but we're not there yet. We're not there just yet. So the news that I've got to say to a lot of you who are watching, I know the viewing numbers have dropped off, and it's going to happen because we've changed the content on the channel. So I understand that, but those hardcore followers, yeah, who follow us, I think 7 years ago when we first started doing the content, football related, Arsenal related, will be with us. I am absolutely sure. But here we go. So the news is that my mum passed away. My mum passed away late November last year, and her funeral was 2 days before Christmas. So we lost the matriarch of the family, my mum. I'm not going to say how old she was because I think if she's watching at me now, she will, don't tell them my age. Keep that to yourself, sonny boy. But yeah, we lost the matriarch, and 2 days before Christmas, we had to bury my mum. And I did. It was my brother Ralph. You should know my brother Ralph. Myself, we did the eulogy. So it was supposed to be me doing my eulogy, my part, my thoughts on my mum first. But as we were walking up, I'm there struggling to find my paperwork. I said, Ralph, you better go first because I can't find my paperwork. So we got to the lectern, and then Ralph did his part, the eulogy, and then I did my eulogy, which was very, very emotional. A lot of you probably would know that it's quite emotional when you have to reflect on somebody's life inside 5 minutes. And I actually said that. I said, one of my opening words were, having to talk about my mum, 5 minutes worth of my mum's life. It doesn't really seem fair, but I think I did my mum proud. I think I did my mum proud. Yeah. But what apart from letting everyone know that my mum has passed away, one of the things that I did say during the eulogy was, my mum, hard working woman, like my father, hard work. Both of them held down, many jobs between themselves to raise, the 5 children that they had or they have. But work hard, study hard, respect other people, but make sure people do respect you in return was one of the main factors or things that I remember, from my mum, because my mum was more the enforcer, not so much my dad. My dad was a little bit of, somebody who could like just chill and say, oh, you get on with looking after the children, huh? It's both of us, man. We made those kids. It's you and me making, we made the kids. But yeah, those are the things that really came to my mind when I did the eulogy. I thought about doing this show here. So that was the reason why from the last show we did to now, today, my mum has sadly passed away. But we try to celebrate her life the best way possible. And again, I think my mum would be very, very proud of each and every one of her children, her grandchildren, and her great grandchildren as well. But yeah, so which kind of leads me on to what I actually want to talk about. I've spoken about these topics and themes many times before in the past, about people getting up, making something of their life, leaving a good legacy behind for the next generation. And I guess in the same breath, my mum and dad did the same thing for us. They worked very hard, so there is a legacy, there is an estate that I've got to say, mum and dad, thank you so very much. But so now we are, the senior or the elders now, my brothers, my brother and my sisters, we have to be held in that level now. But you can also do this. You can do it. You can do it. So what I actually wanted to say is that I've always been someone to look for opportunities. I remember from the age of, how old was I? I was probably 10, 11. Yeah, I must have been 10 or 11 when I was like, what was I? I was like an entrepreneur, I could probably say. And those of you who go back to the 70s, you remember when Tipex first came out? The Tipex fluid, the correctional fluid, and then you had the other fluid to kind of top it up, a white fluid. So again, one of the jobs, going cleaning jobs with mom and dad, and like there was this discarded old Tipex bottles there, and I filled them up and I sold them to my friends for 10 pence. No word of a lie. So I've always had, these kind of, I don't know, entrepreneurial, silly ideas. Like I'm in my, I've still got those ideas, trying to think about, what could be the next best thing? How can I make money? How can I invest that money and then move on and move on and move on and move on? Now, I have developed my own organization, the Opportunity, it's called the Opportunities Forum. So let's say Opportunities Forum, which again, any opportunities where you can maybe make money, invest money, or help people or motivate people. I do have my own organization there. And if you're probably wanting to get more information, it's got it there. Email. So you can send me an email, alex_35956@yahoo.com, or WhatsApp. Well, the WhatsApp number's gone. I don't know the WhatsApp number. Just send me an email. Send me an email. We do seminars. I'm about to do new seminars in North London, not far from where I live. So if you are in the London area, or you're probably just watching, we will be doing seminars, not only physical, face-to-face networking, but we will be doing some Zoom calls, presentations, and webinars on the internet. So you've got to make sure that you stay clued in. Got to stay clued in. Yeah, otherwise you're gonna miss out, and I don't want you to miss out. So again, there it is, the Opportunity Forum. Discover opportunities and learn to take advantage. Now, there are a couple of people. I was watching a motivator. One of my favorite motivators is not the favorite one. I've got a lot of motivators who I listen to sometimes early in the mornings or when I'm coming home from work. I've got like a 30-minute walk every single day to my local school. It is local to me. So sometimes I listen to a podcast whilst I'm walking. But Les Brown is one of my favorite, but also Earl Nightingale. Earl Nightingale goes back, I think he was born in the 1920s. He's passed away now. He passed away, I think, in the 1980s. But there's one thing that if I remember from Earl Nightingale saying is that do not compete. Don't try and compete with anybody. Just create. And that was one of the main burners that kind of got me motivated to create the channel. The first incarnation of the channel, when we were Arsenal Republic. And I said, well, I'm not going to try and compete with anybody. I'll create the content and let's just see how it goes. And we lasted for 6.5 years. And I think that was good enough. So Earl Nightingale always says, do not compete. Just go out there and create, because one of the biggest hindrance is that we always become simulated. We always follow what everybody else is doing. And when I was reading his books, listening to his videos, I was thinking, actually, that's true. It's not the fact that, education, you've got to be educated. But when we grow up, we go to college, we leave college, what happens next? We have to look for a job. And the person is just going to follow the job that his friend did, just for the sake of it. So we become simulated. Don't try and copy anybody. Just create your own, I don't know, the thing that you want to be. The worst thing is that you can become a copy of somebody else. We're all unique, but we don't realize it. We don't realize it. So here are other, quotes from Earl Nightingale. There we go. We become what we think about most of the time. And it's not the strange, is it the strangest secret? Is it the strangest secret? We become what we think about most of the time. I would probably amend it and say, well, we become what we think. As a man thinketh, so a man cometh. So if you think, oh, I'm a loser, I'm no good, and what's going to happen? You're going to become no good. And that's why when the children I work with, I always say, look, you can be whatever you want to be. As long as it doesn't involve hurting other people or upsetting other people, you can become whatever you want to be. But that quote there, we become what we think about most of the time, is absolutely true. If you think you're going to be great, you can become great. If you think you're terrible and no good, then what's going to happen? You're going to become terrible and no good to society. Here's another quote. People with goals succeed because they know where they are going. People with goals succeed because they know where they are going. If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to know whether you arrive or not? So many people, I repeat, so many people will know how to use a GPS to get to where they're going to, but they will not plan their life. They won't plan their life. I've got lists and lists of all the goals I ever want to achieve. I've not succeeded in most of them, but some of them I have actually ticked off. So I do have goals. But a lot of people, I'll probably say 80, 85% in this world do not have goals. Why not put a goal? I want to achieve this, and this is how long it's going to take me. Again, if you don't have a goal, how are you going to know whether you've arrived or not? Last one. And never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. Yeah. So, have something you want to achieve. We're all dreamers, but the difference is dreamers dream, I have to say, and doers do. So dream, of course, but try and attain the dream. Try and attain the dream. If you want something you have never had, you must be willing to do something you have never done. Now, I didn't actually realize that this was from Thomas Jefferson. The variation that I've heard is if you want to get something you've never had, you have to do something you've not done in order to become somebody that you've never been. So again, I'll repeat that because I was a little bit quick. So if you want to get something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done to become somebody that you have never been. You have to do those things. If you've not done those things before, you've got to do them. So if you're watching me, there's like 4 or 5 people watching me now, live actually, that is, and you're probably thinking, does that make sense? It better make sense. It's got to make sense because my thumbnail says, the time. You've got to move. When time moves, you've got to move. Have to move. Anyway, I know it's a short show because I know there's going to be some footy on in a little while, and I guess the majority of the subscribers are probably thinking, well, Alex, how long are you going to be, man? Because there is that match on. That match, I said, right, okay, so I won't keep you long. I believe there has been a couple of comments. Oh, right, okay, yes, brother Anthony. Yes. Blessings, Alex, and blessings to you, my brother. Thank you very much. I know a lot of people are, I've seen some of the comments on Facebook. I mean, I don't have my own personal Facebook page. I don't think I ever needed one. And some people were commenting about some of the Arsenal content creators. And somebody mentioned that they miss Cannon Fodder TV. And that, for me, that's a legacy. I've left that behind. You can go back, you can look on the channel, see all the videos, all the live shows, all the interviews that my wife and I did when we first started the channel back in 2018, when we went to the Emirates, right up to the last show that we did just a few months ago. But that there means so much to me that I'm able to let go of that. And this is another stage in my life. Another stage in my life where I'm wearing glasses. And the assemble says, good afternoon, Alex, how are you? I am fine. Assembled, and I've just looked on YouTube itself, the live stream there. This is that you retracted the message. I'm not sure why. Why is that? And then you go on and say condolences to you and your family. I buried mine 3 days before Christmas. It does get easier to deal with. I still miss my dad. I still miss my dad, really, you know. But like I said at the beginning, it's like now, when my dad passed away, I wasn't in the country. I was living and working abroad. And at least we had my mum to kind of guide us, even though she was like looking for us for help. And now my mum has passed away. I'm thinking, right, there's no one here to help and guide us. I mean, we've got family and friends, don't get me wrong, but now we have to be the elder states people now. Yeah. But yeah, please accept my condolences, assembled. Yeah. And I think that is that. I'm going to commit myself. I'm going to make the commitment, because it seems like I've always had this stop-start. You know, it's like I start something. So here's this other thing. Anything you start, finish it. Finish it. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of sort of loose ends, you know, and you don't want to end up in your life saying to yourself, if only I had finished it. And this is a message to myself. I'm good at starting things, but not so good at ending things or finishing things. There's so many projects I've had, you know, in my mind, I started or haven't started. I need to get going and finish those projects, get them up and running. So I've got to become a good finisher, finishing those projects and saying, right, I gave it my best shot, and boom, move on. I forgot what I was going to say now. But yeah, so I'm going to make the commitment about doing at least one, maybe a push 2 live shows a week. I mean, look at this. The things that should be more important, I'll pick the things that should be more important, I spend less time on. Imagine that. The things which should be more important, I spend less time on. So on the side over there, can't see, there are a mountain of books, self-help books, autobiographies that I have started to read. I've finished some. I don't spend too much time on those books, and I should be spending more time on those books than doing any of those silly things like watching TV, watching silly movies. So again, I never note to myself, be a student on quality time. Yeah, let's try and spend more time on quality stuff, not stupid stuff that's not gonna literally move me forward in any way. Yeah, so I'm gonna commit myself to doing at least 1 live show a week, and then let's see if I can increase that. Because look what happened to Canon 40 TV. How many live shows was I doing a week? And it wasn't really that important, was it? Well, I guess maybe to some of you, but to me, it didn't. It was fun stuff. But I'm thinking, right, what have I got? I've got a little legacy where people kind of remember me. But when I'm talking about generational wealth, there is no wealth in that, is there? It's not left me, a sum of money to invest somewhere. It's not left me that. Whereas if I'm able to think about myself and how I can be the best version of myself going forward. So when it comes to my children, when I pass away, I've left something for them. So I'm going to commit myself to doing at least 1 live show where we'll talk about travel, investments, motivate each and every one of you if you need motivating. And let's see where that takes us. And again, this is another stage of my life where I'm wearing glasses. And I can't see the screen without the glasses. Imagine that. Anyway, so I'm going to leave this on a screen for each and every one of you. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you have never done. Imagine that. I need to do some cooking before my wife arrives. Actually, no, I've got to go and collect my wife from work a little bit later on. Watch a bit of footy, do some reading, and let's see if we can enjoy the rest of the weekend. So I wish you happiness, over the weekend at least. And again, I'll make the commitment. So why can't you make the commitment? And yeah, come over here. Check us out. Stick to Travel, or you watch us live on Canon Travel. Either one, you've got me on both channels there. You might be seeing my wife. I mean, a lot of the videos where we did with travel on Canon Travel, you can see my wife. My wife's talking. My wife talks. Our last trip we took to Agadir, Morocco. It was a really good trip, really good trip, and we're hoping to go back again somewhere this 2 destinations this year. So I will leave you with this video about something's going to be happening this coming week. Make sure you tune in, don't tune out. And until then, this has been Canon Travel and Stick to Travel. Take care. Goodbye. Have a great day. Hi, and you must know that my name is Alex. Now I want to extend a personal invitation to you to a launch of my travel opportunity where you can earn some commission on flights, cruises, package holidays, golfing trips, weddings, and a whole lot more. This Wednesday, 9 p.m. UK time. You've got to come along. Be there. It's an invitation just for you.